The ocean always whispered secrets. Ava had thought leaving the city would silence the noise of her heartbreak, but even here, in the sleepy coastal town where gulls shrieked over fishing boats, memories clung to her like a second skin. She stared at the water, arms wrapped around herself, replaying the wedding that never was. The whispers. The looks. Ethan's confession. Sophia's guilt. But more than anything, Ava remembered walking away. The stunned silence of guests, the flashes of cameras, her heels clattering against marble as she fled the hall. That moment became a scar she wore everywhere. Her phone buzzed. Daniel. She had met him once, briefly, when Claire introduced them at a cafe. His easy smile and warm presence reminded her of the life she wanted to live, free of betrayals and blood ties twisted into knives. Coffee again? Or are you still running from me? His message read. Ava smirked. Daniel had persistence, she'd give him that. And persistence was something she wasn't sure she could handle. Before she could reply, a knock rattled her cottage door. Frowning, she crossed the creaky wooden floor and pulled it open. Sophia stood there. Her sister looked thinner, her once perfect curls flattened by the salty breeze. But her eyes still carried that mix of guilt and defiance that had haunted Ava's dreams. What are you doing here? Ava's tone was steel. I needed to see you. Sophia's voice wavered. Please, Ava. Can I come in? Against her better judgment, Ava stepped aside. The sisters sat at the small kitchen table, silence thick between them. Finally, Sophia spoke. Ethan and I, it's not what you think. Ava laughed bitterly. You mean he didn't choose you over me? That you didn't let him? Sophia's eyes filled with tears. It wasn't supposed to happen. He isn't who you think he is. Spare me. Ava pushed back from the table. I don't want to hear excuses. Sophia leaned forward, desperate. No, listen. There are things about Ethan, secrets. He was using both of us. The word struck Ava like a slap. What do you mean? Sophia's lips trembled, as if she were holding back something too dangerous to say. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. But Ava, you're not safe. Neither of us is. The cottage seemed to shrink around them, shadows stretching long in the late afternoon light. For the first time, Ava felt a shiver of fear that had nothing to do with heartbreak. The next day, Ava couldn't shake her sister's words. You're not safe. The phrase echoed in her head as she walked along the pier, Daniel waiting by a cafe at the end. He waved when he saw her, that same warmth in his smile. Yet Ava noticed something she hadn't before, the way his eyes darted around, scanning the street, the rooftops, the passing cars. Like someone expecting danger. They ordered coffee, but Ava could barely sip hers. You look pale, Daniel said softly. Did something happen? Ava hesitated, then lowered her voice. Sophia came to see me. She said Ethan isn't who I think he is. That I'm not safe. Daniel froze. For a heartbeat too long he didn't blink. Then he leaned closer. She's right. Ava's breath caught. What do you mean? Daniel's jaw tightened. He glanced around again before speaking. Ethan, he's connected to things. Powerful people. People who don't like their secrets exposed. And Sophia, she might be in deeper than you realize. The cafe suddenly felt too small, too crowded. Ava's stomach twisted. Why are you telling me this? She whispered. Because I can't watch you walk blind into danger. Daniel's gaze locked onto hers, steady and fierce. You deserve the truth. But it's going to cost you. Ava's heart pounded. She didn't know whether to trust him, or run as far as she could. But one thing was clear. The story of her broken engagement wasn't over. It was only the beginning. And somewhere, lurking behind the whispers and betrayals, was a secret big enough to destroy everything she thought she knew about love, family, and herself. Sophia's warning and Daniel's cryptic confirmation opened the door to something far darker than heartbreak. Ava now faces a choice: dig deeper into Ethan's secrets or escape before it's too late. The sound of waves had always calmed Ava. But now, every crash against the pier felt like a warning. Daniel's words gnawed at her. Ethan is connected to powerful people. You're not safe. She couldn't sleep. She replayed everything: Ethan's charm, Sophia's guilty eyes, the way her world crumbled the day she walked away from the altar. But now a darker layer wrapped around those memories, suffocating them. Who exactly had she been about to marry? The next morning she packed a small bag. If answers lived anywhere, they lived in the city, the place she'd sworn to abandon. When she stepped off the train hours later, the skyline loomed like a cage. Her heels clicked against the platform, each step dragging her closer to the shadows of her past. Ava knew where to start. She went to Ethan's old office building. Glossy glass walls reflected the sky, sterile and perfect, like the man himself. She'd once imagined becoming Mrs. Ethan Cole, walking through these doors as his wife. Now her stomach churned at the thought. Inside, the receptionist smiled politely. "Can I help you?" Ava hesitated. "I'm here to see Mr. Cole." The woman's smile faltered. "I'm sorry, but Mr. Cole no longer works here." Ava's heart skipped. "What do you mean?" "He resigned suddenly about a month ago. Left no forwarding address." A chill slid down Ava's spine. Ethan, always meticulous, always in control, vanishing? That didn't add up. She turned to leave, only to spot a figure across the lobby. Sophia. Her sister was dressed in a tailored black coat, sunglasses perched on her face. She was speaking to a man Ava didn't recognize, a man with cold, hawk-like eyes. Sophia froze when she saw Ava. For a heartbeat, neither moved. Then Sophia grabbed the man's arm and they slipped out a side door. Ava's pulse raced. Something was terribly wrong. And before she knew it, she was running after them. The alley smelled of smoke and damp concrete. Ava's shoes splashed through puddles as she trailed her sister and the stranger, her heart hammering in her chest. She ducked behind a dumpster just as Sophia and the man stopped at the far end. Their voices carried faintly. "You said she wouldn't come back," the man hissed. "I didn't know she would," Sophia whispered. "Please don't hurt her. She's my sister." Ava's stomach twisted. The man's tone hardened. "If she keeps digging, she'll end up like the others." "Others?" Ava clamped a hand over her mouth. Sophia whispered something Ava couldn't catch, her shoulders trembling. The man finally turned and disappeared into the shadows, leaving Sophia slumped against the wall. Ava stepped forward. "Sophia." Her sister spun, eyes wide. "Ava, you shouldn't be here." "You're going to explain?" Ava snapped, her voice sharp as glass. "Who was that man? What's going on? And what the hell did he mean, like the others?" Sophia's face crumpled. "You don't understand. He's not who we thought he was. He was tied to them, to men like him. Dangerous men. And now they're watching both of us. Watching us." Ava's throat tightened. "For what?" Sophia shook her head violently. "I can't say. If I do, they'll..." Her words broke into a sob. "They'll kill us, Ava." The alley fell silent, the air heavy with fear. For the first time, Ava realized her heartbreak wasn't just personal, it was part of something bigger, something darker. And Ethan, the man she almost married, had dragged both sisters into a storm they might not survive. Ava now knows Ethan's disappearance isn't just about love, it's about survival. Sophia is entangled with dangerous men, and their lives may both be at stake. Ava couldn't shake the words echoing in her mind, "They'll kill us, Ava." She sat across from Sophia in a dim cafe, rain streaking down the window behind them. Their reflections stared back, two sisters once inseparable, now bound together by betrayal and fear. Sophia's hands trembled as she stirred her untouched coffee. "You were supposed to be safe once you left, but you came back. Now they'll never stop watching you." Ava leaned forward, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "Then tell me the truth. Every piece. If Ethan was tied to dangerous men, I deserve to know how. And I deserve to know why you're still involved." Sophia's lips parted, but before she could speak, a shadow fell over their table. Daniel. His presence filled the room, tall frame cloaked in a dark coat, eyes hard and searching. "We can't stay here," he said lowly, glancing toward the window. "They've already seen you together." Ava froze. "You knew?" Daniel met her gaze. "I've known for months. Ethan wasn't just a businessman. He was laundering money for men who would burn this city to the ground if it profited them. He thought marrying into your family would give him a shield." Ava's blood turned cold. "So I was, what? A pawn?" Sophia's tears spilled over. "I didn't know at first, Ava. I swear. But when I found out, it was too late. If I left him, they would have killed me. Staying close to Ethan was the only way I could protect you." The cafe seemed to shrink around Ava, her chest tightening. Everything, the love, the betrayal, the heartbreak, was tangled in a web of lies spun long before she'd walked down the aisle. Daniel placed a firm hand on her shoulder. "You're both in deeper than you realize. And Ethan, he isn't gone. He's alive. And he's looking for you." That night, Ava couldn't sleep. Every creak of the old apartment made her heart lurch. She replayed Daniel's words, "He isn't gone. He's looking for you." What? For love? For revenge? Or because she knew too much? A knock shattered the silence. Her pulse thundered. Slowly she crept to the door, peering through the peephole. Her breath caught Ethan. His suit was rumpled, his once polished hair disheveled. But his eyes, the same piercing eyes she had once loved, burned with something new. Desperation. Madness. Ava, his voice cracked through the door. Open up. We need to talk. Her hand hovered over the knob, trembling. Memories of his kisses, his promises, his betrayal flashed like lightning. Behind her, Sophia whispered, "Don't. He's dangerous now." But Ethan's voice turned frantic. "They'll kill us all if you don't let me in. Ava, I never stopped loving you. You have to believe me." Tears stung Ava's eyes. Was he telling the truth? Or was this another trap, another piece of the web that had already ensnared her? The knock came again, louder this time. "Ava, please." She pressed her forehead to the door, torn between past love and present danger. And just as she reached for the lock, the sound of a gun cocking cut through the silence. Daniel stepped out of the shadows of the room, gun raised, aimed at the door. "Step away, Ava," he growled. "If you open that door, you may not survive the night." The room froze. Ava stood between two men, one she once loved, one she barely knew but who held the key to her safety. Her heart pounded. Her choice could rewrite everything. Ethan is back, alive and desperate. But is he here to save Ava, or to destroy her? And can Daniel truly be trusted when he's been hiding the truth all along?